Well, that's a sight, isn't it? An army of little tiny miniature toys. They're all automata because they all move. They have an action to them. And we've just lost a good friend of mine. He's only just died, age 76. This wonderful man, Laurence Roy, I didn't know his middle name was Roy, St.Leger, who I used to see twice a year at all the dolls' fairs. Picture of him outside his new house and inside. What a man. He's left a wife, Angela, who's an artist. He used to be a watchmaker, which is why he's so good at miniature stuff. And he's got some wonderful sense of humour, this chap. I met him 30 years ago, and I bought so many things for himself, for myself, and for shops and so on, of this range of things. And it's very, very sad that he's gone, but what a legacy he's left me. What an absolutely brilliant legacy of wonderful things to show people again and again. I'll give one example here of a rather grim one here, which I passed on to my local dentist a few years ago. It shows a man having his tooth removed by a dentist, leaning back and pulling hard on a pair of huge long forceps, and then pulling hard like that, draining his muscle to get the tooth out. What a ghastly thing to happen. But it made so many dentists I showed it to laugh and laugh, because that's how they often feel it is when they're trying to remove teeth, obstinate teeth from people's mouths. Oh well. And then as well as this lot, which is only charged about £20 for most of these, 20 to 30. But he made something for me which was £100, which is this one here, very special. Made on a wonderful trick by Robert Houdin, the French magician, not Houdini, the earlier one, Robert Houdin. And when you turned and twisted this, the tree sprouted with flowers, and then up came oranges, and a handkerchief which had been borrowed from a member of the audience appeared in one of the oranges there. And it's very, very elaborate to do. There's lots of little levers at the back, and took many, many hours to make. So brilliant. But that was a three-figure sum. The other two items which I haven't got in my collection, but I'll just mention them in passing, was ones he's been given awards for. I think the most spectacular was this one here. It was unbelievable. Can you imagine a Swiss penknife? This is just a toy one. About 1/12 scale, which means it's going to be about like this here, with this tiny little piece of wood. That represents the size of his actual, I can hardly hold it there, the actual size of his blade. The trouble with this is, to show it properly, you'd have to be in a laboratory with a proper microscope, laboratory microscope, giving 250 to 1 magnification to enjoy these, because these tiny, tiny little things, which took him 3 weeks to make, and he had to sell them for £1,000. If you work it out, it's a very, very reasonable price indeed. And he made that, but it was too much for me to cope with, because I can't walk around with laboratory microscopes to demonstrate it. But that was 5, 6 years ago. He got many awards for that one. And more recently, fortunately, at least 2 years before he died, he got a wonderful one for a much easier one, which I'm still tempted by, which is about half that price, which is a tiny little 1/12 scale gentleman's working umbrella. The nearest I've got to it is this thing here, which is a little toy one, but it's much, much smaller than that. It was about that high. And it opened up. When I chatted to his wife, who's been preparing the canopy, she said you had to find a very, very fine silk to make the canopy, which would curl properly and fold as if it was a full scale, not 1/12 scale. So those are the most recent, really amazing things he made. But these are just absolutely superb. To demonstrate them, really I need to show them individually one by one. So that's what I'm proposing to do.